Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and as you can see, we stand in front of a Pugilist guild, so you can think what we're doing. We're taking on a new job, the Pugilist. Greetings and welcome to the Pugilist Guild. We Pugilists are specialists in hand-to-hand combat. Through rigorous training, we forge devastating weapons of our fists and feet, which we employ to great effect in battle. There's no better place in all the realm to train in our discipline than here. If you would walk the path of a pugilist, I highly recommend you add your name to our roll. What say you, friend? Sure. A decision you shall not regret. But before we proceed with the paperwork, it is essential that you know something of our guild's storied past. Since time immemorial, man has used whatever's been at his disposal to settle disputes. In the beginning, that meant fighting with his fists. Such hand-to-hand combat existed in various forms throughout Eorzea, each evolving independently of one another. The origins of pugilism as we know it, however, can be traced back to the staging of barehanded bouts at the Colosseum. These contests attracted fighters from far and wide, bringing their myriad styles crashing together on the blood sands. Amid this chaotic intermingling of styles, there rose a pugilist of singular strength and skill. This woman made it her life's mission to master every form she encountered, that she might refine her art. Among her many song-worthy exploits, we pugilists remember her participation in a gladiator tournament most fondly. Back when barehanded fighting was still seen as a pastime for peasants, she took on fully armed and armored gladiators and effortlessly bested the lot of them. Word of her feat spread across the realm like wildfire, of course, and Uldar swiftly transformed into a center of pugilism, with people flocking from all over to train under this master among masters. This woman's name was Cornelia, and it was to her that the Pugilist Guild owes its existence. The art practice here is based on her all-encompassing style, and this training hall is modeled upon the one which she once built. And that is the brief history of our guild. I've told this tale 1,000 times, but gods, it never fails to fan the flames of my fighting spirit. Now then, before you can proceed with your involvement, you must first obtain the Guildmaster's approval. Let me know when you're ready to meet him. How about now? So you're ready to present yourself to the Guildmasters for the Guildmaster's inspection? Master Hammond is among the greatest pugilists of our time. For long years, the man ruled the Blood Suns with a holy fist, though he has since retired in favor of training aspiring fighters. You will find him overseeing his charges yonder. Go now and show him the fighting spirit that burns within you. Past time you got your ass back here. Well, what does the dancer have to say about my proposition? You're not my errand boy. There's no dancer. There never was. I'm not doing anything indecent, I swear to the gods. Sure. I want to enroll here. What? You're here to enroll? Well, why didn't you say so sooner? In my capacity as Guildmaster, I would be glad to give you a primer on the art of hand-to-hand combat. Doubtless, you already know this, but we pugilists fight with our fists and feet. While these don't deal as much damage as a blade, it hardly matters when you can land several blows for each swing of a sword. What we lack in destructive force we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, not only will you master striking techniques, you will also learn to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. Only through fierce combination can a pugilist realize his potential. Yeah! Crikey, I'm spent from over talking. You ought to speak more or less. It gives me a chance to catch my breath. But where was I? Alright, joining the guild. Before you do so, I must warn you that the path of a pugilist is long and arduous. Do you believe you've got what it takes to go the distance? Be honest with yourself now. I can. Yes, you have fighting spirit. I can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you a place in these halls. Welcome to the guild, lass. To help you on your way, I'll add some names to your hunting log, opponents that you might own your skills against. And so as to make a budding pugilist out of you, here's your very own pair of horror. They're tad old and rusted, but it'll serve to make you look meaner, I reckon. Now, I have a mind to assign you your first lesson. Arm yourself with your weapons and let me know when you're ready to begin. Okay, where's the weapon? Yeah. Looking every bit a pugilist, lass. Now, the learning can commence. For your first lesson, I want you to test your fletching skills against the vermin of Fanalan. Get out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrews. Return here when the deed is done. Now, this goes without saying, but I expect you to fight using the horror I just gave you. It counts for naught if you skewer the beast with a spear or fry them with a spell, say. Okay. But I will do it off screen. Be right back. I leveled up a bit and did the monsters we needed. Ah, you're back. And none the worse for the exertion. Youthful vigor is truly a blessed thing. If you want to become strong, you must neglect your training. Indeed, a pugilist is only as good as the number of strikes he dealt. So get out there, Serenia, and let your fists fly. When the time is ripe, I'll teach you something new. There's no limit to the potential of youth. I look forward to seeing you come into your own. Level 5, yeah, as you can see I'm already level 10, so no problem. That doesn't look too good, but okay. You've been training hard, Serenia. I can tell by the lightness of your steps and the strength of your fists. I reckon you're ready for your next lesson. But before we begin, some warming up's in order. For this, I've scattered some gil across Ul'dah. I want you to run around the city and pick it all up. Now, that's my money lying out there, so I want you to go about it like there's an Amalja warband on your heels. In other words, I want you to sprint. Of course, you can't go on sprinting indefinitely. Your body needs to rest after a while after each burst of speed. This may sound elementary, but I'm telling you this to demonstrate a point. As a pugilist, it's essential that you learn to pace yourself in a fight, else you're liable to get worn out, and when that happens, the fight is as good as over. And you'd be sorry if you had bet on yourself. Faded guild coin. So, you literally just spread money across the city in hopes that I am the first to pick it up, yeah? Yes, bold. Thaumaturge's Guild. Back to the Guildmaster with his guild. Yeah, don't worry, here's your money. 500 guild? Crikey, that's good for a week's worth of... I mean, well done, Serenia. Now that you're all warmed up, we can see to your lesson, a trial to be precise. Take yourself to Scorpion Crossing in Western Fanalan, where you'll find 4 large stones, but trial stones were called. I want you to deal each of these stones a solid bootshine combo. The impact will rouse with earth sprites that sleep within, which you must then defeat. If you find yourself hard pressed, there's no shame in running away. You're still learning the ropes after all. Once you've gotten your wind back, you can hurl yourself into the fray again, and remember this. Strikes bring down opponents, but it's your footwork that keeps you standing. Now off you goes again, yeah, and good luck. So, the Guildmaster just sent us around the town to get some money that people dropped. Okay. And I'm missing one. Ah, there. Okay, that was so far so easy, right? So you've given the Earth sprites what for? Well done, Serenia. By smiting stone and earth, you forged unyielding weapons of your fist. You're nigh endless fount of vigor, Serenia. Aye, just like myself in my younger days. This must be the promising recruit you've been telling me about. Well, of course she's promising. She's training under Harmon Holy Fist. That's our master, Harmon. Serenia, I don't believe I introduced my assistants yet. This is Chuchuto. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. As introduced, I serve as Master Harmon's right hand, though there's still much and more I've yet to learn. Together, let us strive for mastery of our art. Chuchuto joined the guild soon after I was made its master. She was my very first student, as a matter of fact. Well, there was one other to be sure, but let's not dwell on the past, Master. It was Serenia's bright future we were discussing. Which reminds me, did you collect my gear from her? My gear is rather worn down, and I do need the money for repairs. Yes, Serenia's future with us is bright indeed. If she keeps up her efforts, she may well become the next Holy Fist. Train hard, young one, and grow strong. When the time's ripe, I'll have another little lesson for you. Okay. Yeah, come, take the custom shot, just to have a pet. Oh, there you are, Serenia. I see you've been training hard as ever. Your eyes are starting to have a sharpness of a predator about them. Last time, you learned the basics of combinations. Today, I would have you build on that knowledge. I've set up 5 wooden dummies outside the guild along the merchant strip. By way of a warm-up, I want you to deal each a solid bootshine combo. Oh, and don't mind the town folks who gather to watch. Basically, advertise the guild, right? That seems to be the MO here. With a guild master. So the wooden dummies have felt your wrath? Good. Now we can move on to your lesson. When you first came to us, I taught you that combinations make the pugilist. What you need to know next is that not any hodgepodge of strikes makes a combination. There's an order of things, a natural flow from one technique to another. Today I would have you practice one of the most elementary combinations in the pugilist arsenal. It goes like this. Lead in with a swift bootshine combo. Keep your foes off balance with a true strike. Then bring home with a blistering snap punch. If you pull this off, you'll attain a heightened state of awareness called greased lightning. In this state, the pugilist can unleash more combinations more swiftly. Now you need some opponents to practice on. The quick criminals infest the rat's nest in central Fenelon ought to serve. Hit them with snap punch 3 times and we call it a lesson well learned. Okay. You volunteered? won't stun me. I quickly want to do a fate. Yep. Get to the boss for that for this fate. There he is. I can see him. Yeah, I know, you want to cook me. You've already experienced greased lightning? Crikey, Serena, you are natural at it, just like I was. Not to brag, but I happen to be a veritable storm on the greased lightning. I'd treat you to a demonstration here now, except, I'm liable to tear down the entire guild in the process. Master Hammond has a penchant for regaling us with the tales of his exploits, but these never amount to a demonstration. His favorite is his victory over the fearsome marauder White Axe, whom he felt with a combination so swift and seamless, they say he couldn't see his hand, or so the legend goes. That one never gets old. Our dearest master's humility aside, your progress is truly astounding, Serenia. If I don't keep on my toes, you'll like to surpass me in a matter of moons. Just between you and me, Chuchuto has been in a slump of late. It all began when their closest friend and guildmate suddenly up and disappeared. Rurukuta is the lad's name, and he and Chuchuto joined the guild together. The two of them were born to refugees and were orphaned in the calamity. Not long after I made guildmaster, I found them on the streets, starved near to death. I did what any decent man would. I took them in and clothed them and fed them. When they were strong again, they said they wanted to become pugilists like me, and so I trained them as well. They've been best friends and rivals both, one helping to raise the other up. I would that we knew what's become of Rurukuta. But we were talking about you, Serenia. You've impressed me yet again, and I hope you continue to do so. Keep up the good work, you hear? I believe I just take the money. As I have all that here that I can equip once I'm level 12. That isn't so far off. And now I need a break for more leveling. See you in a moment. Okay. Level 15. Fists of Earth. Ah, there you are, Serenia. I hope you've come prepared for a lesson. Today I want you to go and fight the toxic toads that nest at the unholy hair. Make no mistake, lads, these toads are huge, which means they have huge guts, but that's beside the point. The point is, you need to use your head to overcome them. Thanks to their immense girth, these toads hit hard. Fortunately, they tend to hit wild as well, so bide your time and wait for an opening. And when that opening shows, thwack, rip and tear through your foe with your fists. As proof that you defeated the toads, I want you to bring me 5 of their legs. Chuchito and I will be waiting for you at the Blackbrush station. Your lesson continues there. Thank you. So, to whom do these ingredients for French cuisine go? And do I get paid for getting them? Ah, this was stuff, alright. Now, I just need some butter, a slice of sun lemon, and a pinch of... Master? What I meant to say was, you have done well to defeat the toxic toad, Serenia. For the next part of your lesson, you'll be putting your endurance to a test against... The talk is true, Hamon Holy Fist is really here! I can take nary a step outside the guild without being flogged by fans. Such the price of fame. Please, sir, I have grave need of your legendary skill. Somnus is being smuggled through Blackbrush Station. I reported this to the brass blades and the stone torches. Asked them to put an end to it, but they both turn a blind eye. Somnus, that's a mind-warping substance made from dream flowers. Those who overindulge are said to fall into an eternal slumber. A dear friend suffered that very fate. That's why I want to put an end to the smuggling. But I'm just an ordinary person. There's precious little I can do. You've done enough to bring word to me, friend. For as surely as Hamon Holy Fist is my name, I see the smuggler scum thrown in the dungeon before the bell is through. Truly blessed, sir. You truly are a hero to us all. Slight change of plans, Serenia. In place of the endurance test, we're going to find and apprehend the smugglers. But first we must gather information. You two, find out what you can from the people of Blackbrush Station. Report back once you've learned something. Searching for Somnus smugglers, you say. Word is they are associated with the Alacron, a coalition of cold-blooded criminals. But beware, they always act in alliance. Right, I remember those from the The Gladiator questline, the Alacron. There's an abandoned Kirkern lair a short distance west of a coffin. Decent folk tend to give that place a wide berth. Ideal for a smuggling operation, wouldn't you say? It appears a silver-haired Lalafell was seen skulking about the station recently. He was headed west bearing a suspicious burden. So, silver-haired Lalafell and along the west road. Okay. The Alacron, a likely hideout, and a silver-haired Lalafell. I don't like the sound of this, not one bit. Like as not, the smugglers operate out of the abandoned Kirkian lair west of a coffin. We'll lie in wait for them there. False balls, that's... We've really outdone ourselves this time. Master Backfar's bound to be pleased. Safer talk. We have quite to move. Kurokuta, it is you, isn't it? Chuchuto and Master. It's been a while. You vanished from the guild with nary a word, and we find you here smuggling Somnus with those villains? What's the meaning of this? Recruiter, my boy, I didn't teach you to fight so that you could become a pox on society. My student don't know, you must be held accountable. Chuchuto, Serenia, your lesson begins. Apprehend the smugglers. You lot, take care of these meddlers. They're higher level than me, that's unfair. Have no fear, we're students of Hammon Holy Fist. Beasts? Where are they? I don't see them. Ah, the little... come. Select. Patience for more. Ah, there's another mammoth. The enemy pugilist has hard to stay light on your feet. Avoid their attacks. Healed him. I'm an Holy Fist. Just our luck. If you know who I am, then you'll know what's good for you. Come quietly or there will be trouble. Holy Fist, don't make me laugh. You've been fooled, all of you. Who's fooling who? What in the world are you talking about? It was a dark night several moons ago. I was out in the wilds, training alone. From a distance I caught sight of Master leaving the tavern and turning for the city. Thinking to accompany him back, I followed on his heels and was about to call out when I saw this. You would challenge the Holy Fist? You're a fighting spirit, I grant you that, but you do well to know your limits. So be it. Ah! Master? You hit my every move. You're no ordinary mammoth. Master! All I wanted was to be surrounded by scantily clad maidens when my time came. The gods are cruel. Master, what's the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Now you've seen it with your own eyes. Master was beaten by a mammoth. A common bleeding mammoth. He would remind us how strong he was at every turn, but he was lying through his teeth. I can scarce believe my eyes. Wait till Master Rekfor learns of this. Forgive me, Chichutu, Serenia. I didn't mean to deceive anyone, least of all my students. Hamon Holyfist conquered every foe that stood before him, but he couldn't conquer old age. My strength, my reflexes, my endurance, have all left me. There's nothing here but a decrepit old man. I would be alone for a while. I'll make my own way back to the guild. From now on, you're to do as Chuchu bids, Serenia. I can't believe it. How did Master become so weak? Okay, and back to the guild. That is kind of what I expected to have happened to the Master, where he wouldn't show off for real. Because he can't, he is too old and weak. I've been doing some thinking, Serenia. While it's true that Master has been deceiving us, he meant us no harm. Besides, I owe him my life. Had he not taken me in all those years ago, I would have died in some ditch. I could never bring myself to hate him. Even if he were an ordinary old man, I would still respect him. Alas, with the truth of his condition revealed, Master Hammett has lost his sense of purpose, his will to teach. I cannot bear to see him like this. I want him to regain his confidence, but for this, he needs to regain his former strength. Listen, Serenia, Master ever said that you remind him of his younger self. Were you to continue showing rapid improvement, I dare to hope that it would rekindle his fighting spirit. You think so? To end this, I will teach you a new technique, one which Master Hammett used to great effect his prize fighting days. Fists of Earth it's called, and with it you can shore up your defenses to be as unyielding as the Earth itself. Make this technique your own, Serenia, and strive to grow stronger still. The next Master Hammond beholds you, he will surely be moved into action. Alright. Reduce damage taken by 10% and can't be used with other fists. But I think that should be just enough for an episode, so I end it here. Next time, we continue this up to level 30 then. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.